In this video, I'm going to do a quick overview of what to do with Muséik once we've downloaded it and installed it. So after you install the files and launch the Muséik application, this is what you should see. Now, if you don't see all of this, it means your screen resolution isn't quite big enough, and you can either go into your system settings and adjust it, or you can just scroll down. The odds are, if you're not seeing everything, you have these couple things at the bottom clipped off, which can be okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is open a playlist file with this open down here. So I'm going to click on open. I'm going to navigate to my documents folder, Muséik, and example concert. And this comes with the application. I'm going to open it. And in your example file, you won't see all of these videos. You'll just see the one that comes with Muséik. But I have a few more in here for demonstration purposes. Now with these files, I can click on the little circle next to them to load that file. And then here I see the movie preview. Up here I see the score. And here I see the tempo controls. Over here in this floating window, I see what is actually going to the projector. Now if I had a projector hooked up to this computer, I would put this over on it and hit the escape key to make it go full screen. So right now, this is projecting just black because I have my fade set to be all the way out. So I can either pull this fade up and fade that box in, or I can hit the triangles on the right or the left to do a quick fade in. On the right will be fade up, on the left will be to fade out, quickly and manually. Or I can drag it in if I want it to be slow or not all the way in or something different. Same goes with the volume. I can pull the volume in if there is audio in this track that we want to hear. By default, the audio is all the way out. But I can drag the audio in and turn up the volume, or I can hit the volume up or volume down. So once I hit play, we see the video playing and the score scrolling across. I can scrub the video if I want to jump to a different spot by just clicking and dragging here, and it'll jump to that spot. Over here are our tempo controls. And there are 3 levels of tempo control that you can do. The main tempo control, what we call tempo, adjusts the speed of the movie. The score and the movie will always stay in sync. So we can slightly slow down and slightly speed up the film and the score to stay in sync with a live performance by adjusting the tempo slider. Now, if you want to do a big tempo adjustment, go down to the retard slider. The retard slider works a little bit different. The retard slider is always all the way up, but we can pull it down all the way to 0. The tempo slider won't go all the way down to 0. It'll only go down to about 50%, which is about half speed. The retard slider will go really, really slow. So if you have a big retard, you'll want to use the retard slider. And then when you let go of the retard slider, it stays wherever you've left it until you hit the release button. Once you hit the release button, the retard slider will go all the way back up, which will set it to wherever you last left the tempo slider. So for example, I'm going to set my speed relatively fast. So now I have my movie going quite fast and my score going relatively fast. And now I have a big retard, so I'm going to slow all the way down to 0. And then we're going to stay there until I hit release. And now we end up back where we last left our tempo slider. Now the third setting for tempo is the offset. This one we can leave wherever we want. So let's say we know that in our performance we're always going a bit fast. So we can set this tempo to be up here. And now this is our 0 point for tempo. So now as we adjust, we're always going to be a little bit faster than the default of the score. Everything else still works the same. We can go a lot slower and adjust from there. So essentially, the offset sets our 0 position in the tempo. So if I go way up fast, now this speed is now our 0. The next thing I want to show you is the track notes and concert notes. With track notes, we can leave little notes for ourselves for performance. So here we say, yes, jazz it up. But I can say here, don't forget about the retard at rehearsal 5. Jump to the next track right away at the end. These don't do any functions by themselves. They just leave us notes so that we remember in a performance anything special that we wanted to jot down. And these will change depending on what piece we're on. So if I move down to Mountain King, this is a separate note that I've left for Mountain King. If I go back to Jazz It Up, I have my notes that I've put there. Concert notes are notes that apply to the whole concert, which is that file that I opened when we first started. Here, I can leave myself notes that apply to the whole concert. Those notes are going to be there for everything. So I can say, for example, something really important that I may need to know for later. The next thing I want to show you is the remote control section, which is down here. Now this is where we will connect our iPad if we have one handy and we want to use that as our main control instead of the mouse. In another video, I'll walk you through the settings that you'll need to do to get the iPad connected. But if you have an iPad and it's been connected before, you should see it pop up in this list down here. The last thing I'll show you in this introductory video is the advanced settings, which is this button over here. I click this and it gives me a list of all the key commands that you can use, which audio driver we're using, and the path to find our documents folder, which is where we have all our .ion files. So that's it. That's how Muséik works. We're really happy with this application and we think you will find it great for controlling your concerts.